it's lovely to be here. I have to front load a few details just before I get into what I'm here to talk about. I'm engaged. I've been with my fiancée Nicole for 12 years now. She is a doctor, and I am a semi-professional comedian, which really does create tension. Technically I'm pro, but I'm very poor. And it really creates a power dynamic in the relationship. Nicole, she's an animal lover. She loves rabbits. They're her favorite animal. I'm allergic to rabbits, which is why we have 3 pet rabbits in our living room, because that's how much negotiating power I've got. She also chokes me during sex, but and when I'm late on my half of the rent. She has a pet snail. This is 6 months ago. We were having a fight, and in the middle of the fight, she yelled at me that she loves her pet snail more than me, which I think is a very mean thing to say. It's also a very unfair comparison because he's a homeowner, and I never will be. So I don't want to be competing on that level. Nicole would like to buy a property, right? And we can't, and a lot of that's me, but some is society. And it's been very trendy, I think, the last few years to blame the boomers. And I'm looking around at some of you in the audience. I'm not here to attack you. I don't think it's your fault that you were able to afford housing. I don't think that's what caused the housing crisis. I do think it was your fault, because you're the horniest generation who's ever lived. And in 1950, there were 2.5 billion people. Now there's 8 billion people. And I know a lot of this, like medicine and nutrition and people living longer, but I don't think we should look past just how young and hot and horny you all were. To be fair, in 1950, there was no Pornhub, right? So if you wanted to see sex, you had to convince someone to have sex with you and then just pay attention and remember the first person view for later. The only other option was to become a real, creeper and just plan to be at certain windows at particular times. Those are your options. So you fucked, and you fucked, and you fucked, and you fucked our present day ability to buy a house down. But I don't think you should be blamed. It's human to be horny. I think pre-1950s people were probably equally excited about the idea of having sex, but a lot of them, did not have indoor plumbing, so it was inhibited by the smell. And some of these jokes, but I thought maybe I should take that one out, to be fair. It's not I don't think it's to be blamed for uncontrollably, fucking us in a climate collapse. But now, it's young people laughing at the back. And, but now it's 2024, right? So in 2024, I've now stopped congratulating folks for becoming pregnant. They want you to be excited. I'm not excited. I'm mad at you. You're creating a problem, and it is a thing where I just think now at this point, the planet has exceeded code, and we need fire marshals just stationed outside of genitals, planet-wide, just being go back, we're at capacity. Elon Musk has 12 children, muskrats I call them, and that's the worst thing he's done, even including the Cybertruck and Twitter. So this is the thing. I understand the urge, to have children. I would love to have kids, right? But Nicole and I, we have opted out. We have the rabbits. The rabbits are our children, is how we think of them. When you say that to someone who has a human child, they will often reply something like, "Well, your pet is not the same as my child," and that's true because your kids suck. It's your kids children that you have now. That you're creating a problem for all of us, and not just on buses and planes. It's a resource allocation issue, right? And so I think 2 years ago I had a vasectomy, and it was $500. I tried to get it for free. I tried to crowdfund it. I approached a lot of my ex-girlfriends because they've been pretty clear how I should not breed, and they wouldn't give me the money, so I didn't pay for it out of pocket. Here's the thing, I think it should be free. The Western governments, the Australian government is still giving baby bonus money and parental support, and it's the last thing we need to incentivize, so I think we should take all that money, use that to fund vasectomies, make them free, and I get a bit of pushback on this next part, because I think they should be not only free, I think they should be compulsory. Because they are reversible, right? And so I think every 16-year-old Australian male on his birthday gets a government-mandated vasectomy. Girls get a sweet 16, boys sour. But then, if you want to get it reversed, you have to apply with a written exam that I would grade. And if you mention like AI or cryptocurrency or Joe Rogan, you're out, right? Like we just don't need to. I mean, obviously we can't genuinely. The solution is not a top-down solution. It's got to be a bottom-up solution. Maybe literally, like you can have sex in the bottom only. Just not reproductively, right? That's the thing. All people need to opt out. And so, like, the reason I got it when I got it is Nicole, she had to go off the pill for medical reasons. So we talked about it. Like, well, we're planning to get married. We're planning not to have children, so maybe one of us should get a surgery. And then we started talking about which one of us that should be. And I already told you how much money she makes and how much money I make, and that's why I'm the one who got it. Now this is true as well, she's a doctor. She did offer to do that surgery for me to save a few bucks, which, you know, when we started dating, she said she would fix me. I did not know this was her intended meeting. But no, I went to a vasectomy clinic in Melbourne. You look up a real place called Dr. Blanks. I just picked it based on the name. That's my guy, he's outcome focused. He's the vasectometician for me. And can I ask, is anyone here had a vasectomy? Just give me a high-pitched woo on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, nice, great job. And so, you will all know this, for anyone else who doesn't know, you are awake for that surgery, which I was pretty surprised about. I thought they would knock you out, it's pretty intimate stuff. It's just like a local anesthetic. And so when I went in, I had my legs up in the stirrups, and Dr. Blank's like, you went down, not on me, that's not how they do it. And but he went down between my legs, and they started to clean up my testicles with like an alcohol swab. And at a certain point, he peered up between my legs, and he said, hey, right now, these are the cleanest balls in Melbourne. He's doing little fun bits. He's like a fun guy having fun at his workplace, right? And then he goes to give me the injection. He's like, this little prick. I'm like, I know, but I try hard. And the surgery went well. I recommend Dr. Blanks if anyone needs to get one, because he was very compassionate. He saw I was freaked out at the end of that surgery, and gave me his number, which not everyone who's seen my dick has done. And he said if there's any complications, I could give him a call. I said, thank you very much. I drove home. I iced everything up and I went to sleep. And the next morning I woke up, and overnight my testicles had swollen to be very, very large and very, very blue. They were like 2 identical Violet Beauregards from Willy Wonka, like learning a lesson overnight. And so I thought, well, this is probably not normal. So I called Dr. Blanks. I was like, hey man, I've got big blue balls. What do I do? He said it's probably normal swelling, but if you're really worried about it, what you could do is you could take a photo and then send me that photo, and I'll diagnose you from the photo. So I took the photo, I sent it to Dr. Blanks. Like he said, it was normal swelling. I didn't need to come in. He also told me I had not needed to make myself hard like before I took the photo. That's just a sign of respect, you know. And can I just ask who here, just by show of hands, who has sent a dick pic? That's a surprisingly low. Oh, okay, there's a couple people. And who has received one? Just by? Yeah, that's a different number, I think. Surprising. My point is, if you are planning to send a dick pic, it always should be on request, and you should use a ring light. Highlights the eye. And if you are requesting a dick pic, maybe just look for a vasectomy scar. All right, thanks so much. My name is Jez Watts. Have a good night.